Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Suratul Mumtahanah. Al-Mumtahanah, the woman who is examined. Let's remember the gender-neutral plurals and the gender-neutral aspect. That we're not calling God he. We're not calling God male. We're not calling God female. We're not calling God both. We're addressing everyone. When we talk about the women who flee, we'll get to that. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful, O you who believe, take not my enemy and your enemy for friends. Would you offer them love, while they deny the truth that has come to you, driving out the messenger and yourselves because you believe in Allah, your Lord? If you have come forth to strive in my way, and to seek my pleasure, would you love them in secret? And I know what you conceal and what you manifest. And whoever of you does this, he indeed strays from the straight path. How can we show affection and love bomb people who are doing wrong and encourage them like that? It's not that we don't like humanity or something. It's that, we treat some of humanity different than others. If they overcome you, they will be your enemies and will stretch forth their hands and their tongues towards you with evil, and they desire that you may disbelieve. Your relationships and your children would not profit you on the day of resurrection. He will decide between you, and Allah is seer of what you do. And indeed there is for you a good example in Abraham and those with him, when they said to their people, we are clear of you, and of that which you serve besides Allah. We disbelieve in you, and there has arisen enmity and hatred between us and you forever, until you believe in Allah alone, except Abraham saying in his sire, I would ask forgiveness for thee, and I control not for thee from Allah. Our Lord, on thee do we rely, and to thee do we turn. And to thee do we turn, and to thee is the eventual coming. Our Lord, make us not a trial for those who disbelieve, and forgive us, our Lord. Surely thou art the mighty, the wise. Certainly there is for you in them a good example for him who hopes for Allah and the last day, and whoever turns away. Surely Allah is self-sufficient, the praised. Well, if we hate their beliefs, if we hate wrong beliefs and wrong actions, then obviously that hatred is arising between people. And verse 7 and 8, comes to soften things a little bit. It may be that Allah will bring about friendship between you and those of them. It may be that Allah will bring about friendship between you and those of them you hold as enemies, and Allah is powerful, and Allah is forgiving, merciful, and, mawaddah. Love is a noun, so not just friendship, it goes beyond that, but Allah forbids you not respecting those who fight you, not for religion, nor drive you forth from your homes. that you show them kindness and deal with them justly. Surely Allah loves the doers of justice. And see, again, we have this you put that into the context of, see, people, oh, we can't be friends with, well, there's the exception here. And we're talking earlier, oh, well, you are allowed to show some affection to some other people if they aren't taking part in this. Now, they can't be supporting people who are oppressing religion. They can't be supporting people who are driving people out. It's like, well, they're not doing it themselves. No, they can't be supporting it either, as we found out in Surah 9, that sort of principle. Allah forbids you only respecting those who fight you for religion and drive you forth from their homes and help others in your expulsion, that you may make friends of them, and whoever makes friends of them, these are the wrongdoers. And there are over 65 million refugees, last I saw numbers for it, and it's not per se religion, it's deen, the system of judgment, but it's that their system of judgment is secularism. And I'm not saying all secularists are going to be willing to fight for land and resources. They call it people may call it fighting for their country, but that's what it is. It's fighting for, it's fighting for resources for the sake of corporate leaders for the most part. Maybe a salary as a soldier, and maybe you'd have to get another job if there wasn't these wars. And whoever makes friends with them, these are the wrongdoers. Oh, you believe, when believing women come to you fleeing, examine them. Allah knows best their faith, and if you know them to be believers, send them not back to the disbelievers. Neither are these lawful for them, nor are those lawful for them. Neither are these lawful for them, nor are those lawful for them, and give to them what they have spent, and there is no blame on you in marrying them, when you give them their dowries, and hold not to the ties of marriage of disbelieving women, and ask for what you have spent, and let them ask for what they have spent. And that is Allah's judgment. He judges between you, and Allah is knowing wise. Remember, you can marry good people among the people of the book. I mean, people with good reputation. Seeking them with the right intention to start with, not that you're boyfriend and girlfriend until you finally, man up or woman up and and settle down, or that sort of thing. Well, I'll go back to that. This is Allah's judgment. He judges between you, and Allah is knowing wise. And if any part of your wives has passed away from you to the disbelievers, then your turn comes. Give to those whose wives have gone away the like of what they have spent, and keep your duty to Allah, in whom you believe. O Prophet, when believing women come to thee, giving thee a pledge that they will not associate aught with Allah, and will not steal, nor commit adultery, nor kill their children, nor bring a calumny which they have forged of themselves, nor disobey thee in what is good, accept their pledge, and ask forgiveness for them from Allah. Surely Allah is forgiving, merciful. O you who believe, take not for friends a people with whom Allah is wroth. They indeed despair the hereafter, as the disbelievers despair of those in the graves. And certainly, the graves can be, one of the greatest successes in life. So they've left their husbands because their husbands those marriages are no longer considered lawful, and they've made that choice not to, it's considered living in sin for a Muslim woman to, live in that situation. It's not saying every time they have marital relations. It says it's at the marriage itself. But so the marriage has been annulled, and they are trying to, you try to reconcile things. But the believing, as in Surah 23, there are certain things. And Islam, as we find in different places, first of all, it has to be what's right. And second of all, it's got to be fair. It may be right to have a barrage of guests and have help entertaining them, but it's not necessarily, if you're of that sort of means, maybe you should have a maid or something. Hire a maid. But see, it's important, the honesty. And people are like, you expect honesty of women? I've heard that left and right for people who are feminist, that you don't expect honesty from women, really. Particularly, the inventing of slander against people. But we definitely want to be with, whether friends or spouses, definitely want to be with people who are, people who we can ask for forgiveness for. Certainly we want people to be guided. We can pray for their guidance, but if people are wrongdoers and they're stuck in that, that's the best thing to do. Not to pray for their forgiveness and treat everybody the same, because that really doesn't work in society. Now, so the 14th of Ramadan, in the last third of the night between dusk and dawn, not sunset and sunrise, dusk and dawn, there was the 7 lumpy, dark, I guess you could call them pillars, and tiny little specks of, I'm trying to think of what color it is. It's sort of yellow. Oh, I have it right there. It's like the lemon quartz. It's like there was lemon quartz sand. No, not lemon quartz. Lemon calcite. Lemon calcite, that's what that stuff is. It looked just like the lemon calcite. And 7 dark, lumpy rock outcroppings or pillars or something amongst this. And there were strange sounds there. It wasn't perhaps you've seen me with cats or a turtle or something. It wasn't anything like that. It was something else. I don't know exactly what.